put in this gap to kind of bridge, close that hole there. Looks like he's trying to do some more vulture harass, but LzGamer stomps down on it. And I think LzGamer has a firm control of this game now because he's got this base that he's going to start getting going. And this base is going just fine. Artosis, unfortunately, he doesn't quite have the army to be able to move out. Again, he's just too vulnerable with just this one base here. It's just going to be too difficult for him to move out. And take care of that. And sorry about that little bump there. I had to pause and clear out some space, so I had to make sure I actually have room on my hard drive for to fit this entire game, because the excuse me, oh gosh, I need to drink some water too. Sorry, because sorry, the program that I'm using to record records in very, very high quality at first, and I usually have to convert it down in size, but excuse me. Anyway, some more vultures coming in and killing some drones. This is a really good thing for Artosis to be doing right now. I mean, it's kind of like he's playing a, yeah, it's kind of like a TVP in a lot of ways. You know, try and kill the workers, that kind of thing. You want to keep your units, make sure you watch out for masses of units bearing down on you. This is kind of what happens with the Protoss army versus the Terran army. He's still just got this one expansion, though. Really, really interesting. We saw the observers pondering if Artosis can actually win at this stage in the game. It's really kind of questionable. Basically, in order to do so, he needs to, well, I was just going to say, he needs to actually start using that army. He was camping it over here in fear of this expansion, but if he lets LzGamer expand too much, then it's just going to be too... I mean, he'll just take over the map, but this is why he's going to try and sneak some Zerglings in here. Oh, tanks on the ridge are going to take care of the ground forces, though, but a lot of forces coming in this direction. He may be able to take out that expansion despite this. Artosis is picking up and trying to move back now to protect this expansion again. LzGamer kind of engaging piecemeal, though, and more forces coming in here. Forces have gotten within range. There's a lot of Zerglings as well. They're going to use the splash damage to kill each other's tanks, but defense matrix going on the lead tanks is actually going to take up a lot of damage, and looks like both players are basically going to completely trade armies, and I think that might be it, because LzGamer did manage to sneak a few units in here and force Artosis to lift up. And in an army trade situation, in this kind of a situation, the Zerg is definitely going to be ahead, because he's still mining basically, and so yeah, the player that's mining can make a new army. The player that's not mining cannot make a new army, obviously. But yeah, he may still be able to try and come back here and mine at this location. He's irradiated that last Hydralisk, and he can still protect it with these tanks on the ridge. But he's still really in bad shape. Well, he's gonna be able to transfer. Let's see if he's back over there. Now, LzGamer needs to take this opportunity, I think, and really, really stomp down. It's too bad he doesn't have the money for some Mulisks. That would be pretty handy, or a lot of Mulisks somehow, but, well, I guess there is still a lot of turrets. Anyway, yeah, so Artosis is gonna actually pick up his mining back again, and, wow, very interesting. He did manage to kill a lot of drones, and I think that's the only reason why he still has a chance in this game. He's killed a lot of drones at various locations around the map, with vultures running around, and really that's kind of the reason why LzGamer has only a large army instead of a huge, ginormous army. Let's see if Artosis can actually hold this off, though. And here comes the cost-effective vultures, laying down a minefield, doing a ton of damage, killing a lot of Zerglings. Not quite killing all the Ultralists, though. Irradiate's going off. I think those Ultralists probably have enough damage that an Irradiate will finish them off slowly, but he's going to be able to run in here and do a lot of damage to these tanks regardless. More mines going down are going to destroy that Ultralist, but more Hydralisks coming in as well, and he's... Wow, this is a really interesting tactic to come in here to this natural expansion instead of at the mining expansion, because it's just too fortified at this location, so he's actually going to come in from the other side, even killing off that extra command center just to make sure that Artosis could not float it over to another location to start mining. And I think this is well, I was going to say the beginning of the end, but this is the middle of the end for Artosis. These vultures trying to run in here, do some damage, but there's a couple stun colonies there. LzGamer's Johnny on the spot, going to be able to, well, he's still going to lose a lot of drones, but not as many as he would have if he had the microsm around and fudged up the AI of those vultures. Artosis still mining though. Somehow, I didn't even see how, but somehow managed to hold this off. Well, there's still the pack of Hydralisks over here, so he's not going to be able to move out very easily, but he does have tanks, a lot of tanks around. He's still got these vessels, and for some reason we haven't seen any Scourge. It's really kind of puzzling, actually. I'm not sure why we haven't seen any Scourge. We may see them get plagued. And oh, I thought he was consuming the Ultralisk, but there was a Zergling in front of it. Anyway, yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen any Scourge. Those vessels have basically kept Artosis in the game. The last 3 or 4 battles, they have saved him with defense matrices and with irradiates. And more vultures coming and killing more drones. Actually, Jesus, killing every drone at this expansion. Artosis somehow managing to spare the minerals to make these vultures to run in these suicide runs and kill off drones. And wow, LzGamer. Okay, he's got this base up and running now again. So wow. So he still has this one expansion, building some more drones to run over here, and looks like he's getting this back up as well. Trying to take some minerals. So again, he's switching his focus back over kind of the left side of the map. A little bit interesting of a choice. He still does have these Sunkens over here. I'm surprised he just didn't build like a evolution chamber or something in the way. Usually you see LzGamer, like I said, I've been watching him play a lot. Usually we'll see him, he's really good with building placements. I mean, you can see, well, I guess he didn't really wall off this. Oh yeah, like in the beginning of the game where he put his hatcheries in the den in between to make sure that vultures couldn't run through. He's really good about that sort of thing. And here comes some vultures again. This time the Hydralisks are there to stop it. And vultures are going to turn back. Try and get some free link kills. Trapped between a, instead of a rock and a hard place, trapped between a group of Hydralisks and a couple Ultralisks. And what do you do when you're trapped between a rock and a hard place? You go around, and that's exactly what he's doing. Going in here, killing more drones! Jesus, tons of drones going down. He kills every drone except for one at this expansion. Wow. So again, LzGamer just forced to keep this squad of Hydralisks there just to hear. I thought I heard. Oh, I was hearing explosions. Looks like he tried to go in for a drop to kill off this base here. A plague on a couple of the vessels. Not quite the whole squad though. And a radiate's going off. He's actually going to do some damage to these overlords running away from the overlord, and the overlord is running because it's irradiated and hurting the other overlords. So nice. He may actually kill probably only that one. Well, let's see if they all die. Nope, just the one dies. The other two survive just from the few seconds they were apart. Anyway, yeah. So Artosis still in this game by mines alone, and by science vessels alone. He still does, and he's actually going to repair those plagued science vessels, which is a really, really smart move, especially in this kind of a situation. You really cannot afford to waste a single drop of gas. You cannot afford to waste a single speck of minerals. And just running around with these vultures, just so cost effective in these desperate situations, laying down mines everywhere, and you know, LzGamer just can't afford to. I'm really surprised again that he hasn't made Scourge, but he can't afford to make the Mulas. He's having to make more lower tech units. Well, except for these Ultralisks, he's sticking with those. But again, it's partly because of the upgrades. He's got the Carapace going on, but let's see what air units he has. He has Overlords, so I can check the Carapace on those. He had that +1. Oh, he's actually got +2 Carapace on his air units, but he may not have any attack upgrades. I still think that might be a good idea for him to go for some mutas, though, because 2 Goliaths are not going to do it against a full squad of Mutalisks. Uh-oh, losing some. Oh, ouch! Looks like he lost a lot of Hydralisks to those mines there. See LzGamer. A little bit nonplussed by the loss of his units there. And more